God, today is like any other. The sun rises, the winds blow, rain falls. People are born. They laugh, they cry, they dance, they die. Today, Chronos, time, is as it has been since you gave it beginning, and will be as it is until you bring things to an end. Today is like any other. Today is also fresh and new, and like no other day. Today is a Kairos moment of opportunity that has come and will pass in a moment. Today is a passage from one epoch to another. Today is a gift from you. Grant grace to see it and seize it. Today is a graduation celebration, a passage, a completion, an inauguration. Today, we pray for all of us who have met the challenge and kept the faith to the commitments of our studies. We also pray that you will strengthen my fellow graduates, purify our intentions, and grant us strength to use the knowledge and skills we have acquired here with confidence, but without arrogance, with both serious determination and good humor, with a strong moral demand upon ourselves, with both rigorous intellect and loving hearts. Now we have a new Kairos before us. We first offer thanks for the success of our journey. We thank you for granting us both focus and direction, and then strength and endurance. You created the knowledge and understanding we have mastered. All these good things came from you. Thank you. Today, we also pray for tomorrow. This graduation moment opens another door to another time. As you have led in the past, lead now into the future. Give us focus and clarity and a calling from you to understand our purpose and the courage to respond and step toward our purpose. In your name, amen. And go Dogs!
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If you'll please rise for the presentation of colors.
Forward, march. March time, march. Colors first, march. Colors, hold. Reset, colors.
If you now join me in the pledge of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Harry, colors. Forward, march.
Thank you. Please be seated.
It's always impressive to see the colors, so thank you for joining us for that. I have the great privilege today of welcoming y'all to this event. I am Lou Honeycutt, and I have the distinct privilege of being the director of this campus and get to be the leader of the team that you're seeing before you today and all around campus. On behalf of the University of Georgia, I want to thank and welcome family, friends, Athens, Tifton, and Griffin campus team members, and our special local and regional guests that are here today with us for the graduation celebration and bricklaying ceremony. If you haven't seen the ceremony before, you're in for a treat. It's pretty great. Today marks the 22nd graduation at the University of Georgia Griffin campus, and today's graduates join over 400 others in obtaining their degrees here in Griffin, America, and we're very proud of that. While each student receives support from the entire Griffin campus team, and we are 325 strong, They receive special support from an extremely special group of people that we like to call faculty. So if you're a faculty member on the Griffin campus, will you please stand up and be recognized? I'm going to add program coordinators to that too, so both stand up. Let's give them a round of applause. So again, welcome. We're glad you're here, and I get to transition now a little bit into the introduction of the speaker. This is a fantastic honor for me. The first time I met this speaker was on the phone in the interview process for this position. He was in Athens with his selection committee. I was in Texas. So he was the head of the selection committee, so if you got issues, take them up with him. Our speaker today is Dr. Russ Mumper, and I can say without hesitation, he has become a very good friend of mine and an extremely good friend to the Griffin campus. We kid a lot amongst ourselves that I make lots of trips to Athens, and I do, but he has made more trips to Griffin in his time here than anybody else in Athens. He's been here a lot, and so most of us know him very well. Dr. Mumper joined the University of Georgia as its Vice Provost of Academic Affairs in August 2014 following a national search. As Vice Provost, he operationalizes major initiatives of the Provost and advises the Provost and academic units reporting to that office in all matters and policies relating to academic, faculty, and student affairs. Dr. Mumper is UGA's point person for accreditation, and for those of you who don't know what that is, your University of Georgia degrees would not mean nearly as much if we weren't accredited by a national organization. And he leads that charge to have us reaccredited every time it comes up. Prior to coming to UGA, he was Vice Dean and John A. McNeil Distinguished Professor at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, in the Eshelman School of Pharmacy, where he served as the Chief Academic and Strategic Officer for that school. Here's the part I had no idea about him, and this is great. You're going to be really impressed as I was. Dr. Mumper has received nearly $30 million in research grants and contracts and has published more than 300 scientifically reviewed or peer-reviewed scientific manuscripts and abstracts in areas pertaining to medical and health properties of berries and berry extracts, drug delivery systems, and nanotechnology. He is the inventor on 58 patents or patent families, many of which have been licensed to companies. He has led or founded 4 different interdisciplinary research, academic, or educational centers, institutes on 2 campuses, and has also founded 5 startup companies. Dr. Mumper earned his bachelor's degree in chemistry and his doctorate in pharmaceutical sciences from the University of Kentucky. Prior to his academic career, he spent nearly a decade working in the pharmaceutical and biotechnology industries. After reading all of that, I will tell y'all I'm not worthy to introduce Dr. Russell Mumper, but it is my great pleasure and privilege to introduce to you Dr. Russell Mumper.
Thank you, Dr. Honeycutt, for that kind introduction. What do you do when the introduction is longer than the words you're going to speak? It's really wonderful to be here today. I have been coming here quite a bit. I think this is my 7th commencement ceremony, and it's always a wonderful time to see, just be around this very exciting time and see friendly faces and just interact with everyone. Dr. Honeycutt was right. I was on the search committee to recruit him and have been visiting Griffin and just really like to come here, and this is a very special occasion. I want to spend 10 minutes and speak directly to you, and first of all say congratulations for your wonderful accomplishment. You have been goal-driven, disciplined, you persevered, you were deliberate, you had a goal and you achieved that goal, and it's a wonderful accomplishment, and I just want to congratulate you. In many ways, I'm in awe. You have a degree from the University of Georgia. You have a degree from the University of Georgia, and not many people can say that, and many more would like to say that, but unfortunately they're not able to say that. I'm also in awe of your opportunities that you will have because of your degree, because of your leadership skills, because of skills I'm going to talk about today that I believe you achieved through your, in pursuit of your degree. You're going to go on and do great things. And I'm sure if you're sitting there, many of you have planned your next step and maybe your step after that. But I also know from experience that many opportunities that you can't even imagine will emerge. And they'll happen, and you will not even have been contemplating that. And it's because we live in a very uncertain and changing world. And there's lots of data to support that. I heard a factoid a few weeks ago that's just astounding, that in the last 2 to 3 years, 90% of all the data ever generated on planet Earth has been generated in that period of time. That's phenomenal. It's the proliferation of information, knowledge, and content. But the opportunity is only 1% of that data or information has been analyzed. My thesis is that because of your pursuit of becoming a UGA student and achieving your degree, you've learned 3 skills that will allow you to take advantage of all those opportunities that I just laid out. I think that you've learned how to evaluate, synthesize, and create. And what do I mean by evaluate? So all that data that's out there, you've learned a critical way of analyzing that data to know what data is valid, what data is not valid, what data is useful to solve or address a problem. You're able to synthesize, start putting groups of data together that might be useful in solving problems. And you can create. You can think about ways of bundling data and knowledge to create new products, new ways of doing things, answers to problems that are facing our society. And that's a very differentiating skill set that I believe you have. Professor Amar Baid wrote in a book titled The Origin and Evolution of New Businesses. And in that book, he documented how 90% of new businesses fail. Imagine that, 90% of new businesses fail, of any sort, for any number of reasons. And of the 10% that succeed, 93% of those companies that ultimately succeed, that small sliver, had to completely abandon their business or strategic plan in order to succeed. How did they do that? That's because they had the ability to do a review, and I call it environmental scan. They're able to evaluate, synthesize, and create new opportunities that ultimately led to their success. And that kind of thought is someone had commented about that book and said, it's very likely that in the not too distant future, you will have a job that doesn't exist today using technology that hasn't yet been invented to solve a problem that hasn't emerged yet. And just to illustrate that point, there was a relatively recent survey by the Association of American Colleges and Universities just a few years ago. And they surveyed 320 of the top employers, companies in the United States. And they asked, what are the attributes that you are looking for in a new graduate? And the results were amazing. 93% of those companies said, we are looking for new graduates that can critically think, can problem solve, and communicate. And those 3 attributes were far more important than the degree, to which somebody commented that your major is their minor, the company's minor. Because although a degree from the University of Georgia is highly differentiating and will allow you to get that first job, the companies know that they're going to have problems yet that haven't emerged, and they need your ability to evaluate, synthesize, and to create to help them solve these problems. And that's where your differentiating contributions are going to be. One of my favorite authors is a professor named Clayton Christensen. And hopefully you've had a chance to see some of his books, but I would really, if you can pick up a few, I would really advise it. He's a professor at the Harvard Business School. His name is Clayton Christensen. And he's written books on disruptive classrooms and innovative universities that highlight and go much more in depth about these things that I'm talking about today. And one of his most recent books, which I really enjoyed, it's titled, How Will You Measure Your Life? How will you measure your life? And in that book, he talks about the balance between being deliberative or being more spontaneous and taking advantage of emerging opportunities versus being too deliberate. And he cautions young professionals about being too deliberate, too calculating. Why? For the reasons that I'm talking about today. The world is changing so rapidly. There's a proliferation of content and information. it's really going to be those that can evaluate, synthesize, and create where the opportunities are. And if you're so focused in your professional life on a goal, that goal, because of the world around us, may not have the meaning it has today versus 5 years from now. That book and that thought has such a profound impact on me personally, because although I like to consider myself to be very organized, I have literally 25 years of day minders and now Outlook calendars where I plan every week and every hour and every minute. I never had a 5-year plan in my professional career, almost 30 years now. And more remarkable to me, in retrospect, is I've made 8 or 9 professional decisions since I graduated almost 30 years ago, undergraduate. I can tell you with certainty and honesty that not one of those moves was planned. How can that be? How could you not plan? And I will say that, and let me just give you 2 examples. The first example is when I was an undergraduate chemistry major, and like all chemistry majors, we needed to do 9 credit hours of independent study leading up to our degree. And like most of my chemistry student colleagues, they did it within the Department of Chemistry and a professor that they had taken a class with. And so I went home one night thinking about, well, what am I going to do? And I got a call out of the blue from a colleague, a friend, acquaintance that I hadn't talked to for several years. And we were just talking, catching up on things, and I told him about this, and he says, you know, you need to go look at a college of pharmacy. I had never thought about that before. At that time, you know, I was naive. I thought the colleges of pharmacy only trained pharmacists. But he said, oh no, they have research programs, and if you're interested later on, a PhD program. So I took him up on it. And I went, and just out of the blue, I introduced myself to a couple of professors, and lo and behold, I joined the lab of one of the professors and completed my undergraduate degree. I knew within a week after joining his lab that I had found my calling, and that was going to be my profession. So I pursued a PhD in pharmaceutical sciences. Prior to that, I had very little or no information or knowledge about pharmacy or pharmaceutical sciences. That opportunity emerged. 10 years later, I've been working in the pharmaceutical biotech industry for almost a decade. The third company I was working for only 4 months, was sold to a company out in Colorado. At that time, we were in Texas. My wife and I had already done 3 cross-country moves in pursuit of these companies that I was pursuing opportunities with. And the company that acquired our company asked me to come out and visit them, and I went and visited them, and I went home with a job offer, and I told them I would get back to them. So I went home and talked to my wife, Natalie, and was very likely going to accept it. It seemed like a viable option at that time. The very next morning, I kid you not, the very next morning I got a call from my alma mater who said, Russ, we have a position we'd like you to consider. It's a faculty position. It's also helping to lead a pharmaceutical manufacturing center on campus that develops and manufactures products for early clinical studies of these drug products in a university setting. So very unique environment. I hadn't been thinking about this. Had no prior knowledge of being a faculty member or what it would take to be an academic teacher. So I took a risk. I said no to the opportunity in Colorado, pursued without any guarantee that I would get the job, this opportunity, and that was more than 20 years ago, and I've been in higher education and can't imagine ever leaving. So what is it about just those 2 opportunities that I feel like I was able to take optimal advantage of them? One is I was open to the possibility of change and new challenges. 2, although I didn't realize it then, I realize it now, that I had been doing things to prepare myself for those opportunities that hadn't even emerged yet. What do I mean by that? I was challenging myself to develop new skills. I was trying to take advantage of new experiences, have accomplishments. And I would ask that you do that of yourself too. Don't be stagnant, but challenge yourself to keep on building your experiences, your skills, and your accomplishments. Let me just close with just 4 food for thought, if you allow me, since I've walked in your shoes, and these are just things for you, hopefully you can think about. So the first one is, and I think they're probably in my mind, they're in the level of importance is number 1. The first one I would say is Commit your lives to loving those who love you most. And I hope that's the metric that you use to measure your life. There are lots of people in the audience today, or those who couldn't be here, that have sacrificed dearly to allow you to achieve what you achieve. And when you get the opportunity, give them a hug and say, thank you so much. The second one is, I hope that you will commit your lives to helping those who are in need of your help. They could be sick, less fortunate, need your mentoring and guidance. As those people go on to do great things, the impact and influence that you have will be magnified 1,000 times over. The third one is, challenge yourself to always be in the pursuit of excellence and integrity. But we know, if we're honest, we live in a world that's constantly changing, filled with temptations, and there will be times when you will be tempted to take the path of least resistance and, frankly, mediocrity. Resist it with everything you have, and you will never regret resisting it. I guess the last thing is, set bold goals. Just like you set the goal to become an alum or alumna from the University of Georgia. But challenge yourself consistently to prepare yourself for new opportunities that have not yet emerged. Value skills, experiences, and accomplishments far more than titles, and prepare yourself too for those emerging opportunities. Your phone will ring too, and I know you'll be ready. Thank you.
Every year we try to figure out a gift to give to the speaker, and it's difficult every year because you don't know what everybody likes and doesn't like. Well, Crystal and I came up with this, we think, maybe the most fantastic idea ever. That we have a local artisan here who builds the most incredible bluebird houses, and it's Dick Morrow. Dick, raise your hand. He just did the pledge for us, but he does personalized one. I don't know if y'all are aware or not, but we're the SEC champs. So this is even more special this year, but this is a special Georgia number 879 bluebird house that we want to present to Dr. This is wonderful.
Good morning. Thank you, Dr. Mumford, so much for those phenomenal words. I personally took those notes and absolutely will take that to heart. So thank you so much for those great words for our students. Good morning again. My name is Crystal McDowell, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Assistant Director of Student Affairs here at the University of Georgia Griffin campus. And I also have the pleasure of introducing our student speaker this morning. Kevin Fadati is a general business major in the Terry College of Business. Kevin is the epitome of a UGA student. Since his tenure here on campus, Kevin has served as president of the UGA Griffin Ambassadors, maintained a full-time job, and when I say full, I think he worked from 11 to 11 the other day, full-time job, and all the while maintaining a high enough GPA to receive the magna cum laude distinction, which, just in case you were wondering, is in between the averages of 3.7 to 3.7 or 3.89 grade point average. Kevin has excelled academically and professionally. Kevin is a hard worker. He is extremely conscientious about his commitment as a student and as a community leader here at the UGA Griffin campus. Kevin is always present when his work schedule allows for him to attend all of the student activities and events. He treats others with kindness, dignity, and is one of the few students who will actually initiate greetings with the hug. Kevin is an outstanding human being. All of these traits will serve Kevin well, particularly since he's engaged. Being hardworking and kind will be such a great benefit as a new husband. Congratulations again, and I'm looking forward to my invitation. Just kidding.
It has been a pleasure having you here on campus, Kevin, and as a part of our campus community. We will miss you. We will miss the ping pong intense matches that you and Jared had in the SLC. We're going to miss your genuine smile, and we're going to miss your loud "Go Dogs," which is totally okay during this season. But nevertheless, Kevin, you have made an indelible mark on this campus, reminding us to work hard and to also play hard. So UGA friends and family, I present to you our fall 2017 graduation student speaker, Mr. Kevin Fadati.
Good morning and welcome to the University of Georgia Griffin campus. We are all so grateful that you could be here with us this morning and join in the graduation celebration. Before I get started, I would like to ask for another round of applause for our incredible teachers for the hard work that they dedicated to us. Let's hear it for them. Many of you do not know that sitting here today are some of the most successful and educated professors any university could have. For myself specifically, as a business student, I learned from some truly incredible people. So for my professors, Dr. Tom Bromorski, Dr. Marianne Fortuner, Dr. Alan Walk, Dr. Velma Herbert, Dr. Sophia Nong, and Dr. George McCullum, I thank you for helping me attain my goal of graduating college. When I was writing this speech, I thought it'd be a good idea to talk about my background and to talk about my story and let you know where I came from. In high school, I didn't receive the greatest grades. I didn't test the highest, and that led to a lot of people telling me that I wouldn't be successful at the collegiate level. But why would I tell you a story where you know the conclusion? So today, I'd rather dedicate this speech to the people sitting in front of me, my fellow graduates. Graduates, I congratulate you, not for reaching the finish line, but for reaching the starting line. You now have the tools it takes to be successful, and you have reached a level of education only some could dream about. Today is a great day, a day of celebration and congratulation, but the real world is awaiting us. And I want to spend some of your day today preparing you for the future. The hard times. As you enter your career, there will be those waiting to tell you that you can't be the vice president, that you can't be successful, and that you can't continue into higher education. Welcome it. Use it as a motivation and use it as a benefit. Life is not fair, and it will deal you the sourest of lemons, and I believe that you are strong enough to turn it into something that resembles lemonade. In the words of Rocky Balboa, life will beat you down to your knees and keep you there if you let it. Don't let it. If you give up on your dreams, on your goals, and on your plans, the real world will devour you. So when it knocks you down, get back up. The good news is you don't always have to get back up for yourself. You can get back up for your spouse, you can get back up for your children, and you can get back up for the naysayers. Regardless of your motivation, get back up and stand your ground. I hope when times get tough that you will overcome, and that you will taste the sweetness of the words can and the word did. To conclude my speech, I want you all to remember one of the most basic functions of education, the ABCs. Now, I don't want to take all the credit for this. This theory came from a man called Walter Ledbetter, a graduate from a historic black college that told the graduates to remember your ABCs. Every letter should stand for something. So today I have compiled a new list of ABCs for you to remember. So our first letter is A. Hopefully remember that. A stands for achieve. In order to achieve, you must B, believe in yourself and have the C, courage to do what others won't. You must D, dream big and dream fearlessly, and E, never stop educating yourself. You must F, fight for the reputation of your G, generation, and H, have heart. I, embrace your imperfections, and J, take Jesus on your journey. K, keep on keeping on, and L, let loose of the idea of self-doubt. M, move forward, and N, never give up. O, overcome your obstacles by P, putting your best foot forward, and Q, quit quitting. R, run your race, and S, be a student of hard work and tenacity. T, trust in yourself, and U, utilize the concept of teamwork. V, work to become valuable. You must W, seek wisdom and find worth, and X, X-ray your lifestyle, and Y, yearn to achieve all which you seek, and Z, be zealous when reaching the top. With that, I thank you for your time. I pray the many Lord's blessings over you, and I thank you for being a dog. Thank you.
Wow, I think I have another appreciation for ABCs now. Great job, Kevin. Can we give him another round of applause? Well, I have the honor, here we are, at this moment where we're gathered here today. Students, you have worked extremely hard to be considered candidates for graduation. It is our honor it is our honor to acknowledge your efforts here today. Families, I know that you probably are just as excited as our students are because you have been a vital part of this journey as well. Today, our students will be receiving a brick certificate signed by the dean of their college. This semester, from an awesome suggestion by the dean of the graduate school, Suzanne Barbour, who couldn't be here today because of illness, we will call the undergraduates first and then transition into calling the names of our graduate students. So, class of 2017, are you ready? Yes. You sure? Yes. All right, this is your time. So Dr. Mumper, Dr. Honeycutt, will you please join me on the stage? Franklin College Arts and Sciences College representatives, Associate Dean Jean Martin Williams and Ms. Faith Chapman, will you please join me on the platform? From the Franklin College of Arts and Sciences, receiving a Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies with a psychology concentration, Ms. Ashley Buffington. Can we give Ashley another hand? Miss Emily Caesar, today, or tomorrow technically, will be receiving a Bachelor's of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies with a psychology concentration and a Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Emily, please take the stage. Will Mr. Nick Sayapa please take the stage? Today or tomorrow, we'll be receiving a Bachelor of Science in Biology.
Also mentioned he's a veteran and served his country very well.
Thank you for your service, Nick. Can we give him another round of applause for that? Thank you. Jalen Lewis could not be with us today. However, she did join us yesterday at our graduate reception. And in her absence, we would definitely like to celebrate her to say that she is also receiving 2 degrees on tomorrow, a Bachelor of Science in Microbiology and a Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Can we please honor her with a round of applause? Thank you. Now, will the representatives for the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences, Dean Perdue, will you please join us on the platform? We have several undergraduate students that we would like to honor today coming from the College of Ag. Ms. Katie Dawsey, she's receiving a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Biological Sciences. We have some awesome students here. Yes, let's give her another hand. And next we have Miss Winifred Griffin. Wendy is an amazing student as well. She will be receiving a Bachelor of Science in Environmental Sciences in Environmental Resource Science. Can we give her a hand? And Wendy is a stapler on campus. You'll often see her in the research labs and things of that sort. So I think we're going to keep her around for a master's. Is that right? Yes. Yeah, so a double dog she will be. And last but definitely not least, we have Randall David Pierce receiving a Bachelor of Science in Environmental Sciences in Environmental Resource Sciences. Can we give David another hand? The next student is Ms. Laura Way. Laura could not be with us today. She's one of our students who is in the College of Education receiving a Bachelor of Science in Education and Special Education. Can we please give her a hand as well? Thank you, Dean Perdue. Now can we have the representatives for the Terry College of Business please take the stage, Dr. Laura Clark and Ms. Rachel Allen. And you guys have heard already from Kevin, and that was a beautiful speech. That was awesome about the ABCs. And Kevin, of course, is our student speaker for today, but he's also magna cum laude. Can you please join me in congratulating Kevin? We'll be receiving a Bachelor of Business and Administration, General Business. And Kevin is, again, like we said, engaged, and I really am waiting on my invitation. I give good gifts, so just let me know. And this other young man, yes, thank you. And this other young man was Kevin's ping pong partner in the Student Learning Center most days. But he's an amazing young man. Not only can he play ping pong, but he's a phenomenal young man, Mr. Jared Keenan, receiving a Bachelor of Business in Administration, General Business. I think I'm partial, but we have some phenomenal young people here on our campus. Can we give Jared another hand, please? Thank you to the representatives for Terry College of Business. Will the representatives for the College of of Family and Consumer Sciences, please excuse me, Dr. Patricia Hunt Hurst and Dr. Sherry Worthy and Dr. Effie Antonuti. Will you please take the stage? I have a story about this young man. Is that not the best picture ever? Like, that is an awesome picture. Joseph and I, we became quite acquainted in the Student Learning Center. And it was just a pleasure seeing him around campus. And so we thank you for being a part of our campus. Today, Joseph is receiving a Bachelor of Science tomorrow in Family and Consumer Sciences with a Consumer Economics concentration, an emphasis in financial planning. That it was long, but we made it. I said, good job. We call him Scott, but Joseph, again, is one of another phenomenal student. And we appreciate you for being a part of our campus. Can we give Joseph another hand? Thank you to the representatives for facts. Now at this time, with the representatives for the College of Education, please take the stage. And that is Associate Dean Annalise Singh and Dr. Robin Overick. Thank you. At this time, we would ask Ms. Katie Calkins. Katie, tomorrow will be receiving a Master of Education in Mathematics Education. Can we give her a hand? These are the people that really change the world, our educators. Thank you, Ada. Miss Jenna Thomas, receiving a Master of Education in Mathematics Education. Thank you so much, Jenna, for being a part of our campus. The College of Education is representing really well today. I have a lot of graduates. Thank you. Let's give Jenna another hand. Miss Debbie Vaughn, receiving a Master of Education in Mathematics Education. Can we give Debbie a hand? These students have class on Fridays and Saturdays. Yes. And let me tell you, they are committed to the cause. Let's give her a hand. While we're clapping, can we continue clapping for Kimberly Young? She's not here today, but we would like to appreciate her receiving a master's in education. Miss Lucia Benzor, receiving an educational specialist degree with mathematics education concentration. Ms. Kalicia Holder, our invocation speaker this morning, receiving an educational specialist degree with mathematics education as the emphasis. And Kalicia was so brave to do this for us, so we really appreciate it. She's one of our phenomenal graduate students. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Can we give her a hand? And Miss Talicia Johnson. Can we give her a hand? Yes. I would agree. Talicia is extremely awesome. She's an amazing, amazing student and person. Let's give her another hand. And last but definitely not least, we have Miss Sherry Starveski. Sherry has also weathered the storms of Fridays and Saturdays, completing her requirements for an educational specialist degree with mathematics education emphasis. Yes, let's give her a hand. Thank you. Thank you. We have, from the College of Education, one of our doctoral students who was not able to be with us today because of personal concerns, but can we give Elizabeth Huggins a hand for the doctoral of education? Thank you to our representatives. You may please take your seat. Can we give all of our graduates another round of applause? Something that, if you don't mind, just because I have the clicker, so I'm going to do it, because I don't want to. These are some of the students who we who are here on our campus. They're our graduate students, and I see Dr. Jack in the audience. He's one of our college major professors, and Dan Suter. So what I'm going to do is to go back to these slides so that we can honor, and we can clap all maybe at once for these students. This is Ben Goshore. He's one of our master students here on campus. His major professor is Dr. Daniel Suter. Can we please give him a hand in his absence? Thank you. June Liu, a Master of Science in Horticulture. The major professor is Dr. Dario Chavez. Can we please honor her? Yumin Chu. Yumin could not be with us today, even though she tried. She's receiving a Master of Science. She received a Master of Science in Food Science, and Dr. Jinru Chen was her major professor. Can we please celebrate her as well? And then, of course, last, definitely but not least, and thank you again to Dean Perdue for being here on behalf of the College of Ag. Shang To Ling, she has received or will be receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Crop and Soil Science and Toxicology, which is extremely amazing. And again, Dr. Jack Huang, thank you so much for being here for her. Thank you. Thank you. So that concludes the part of honoring our students. And at this time, we will now sing our alma mater. The alma mater can be found on the back of your program, and if we could have Bill Bloom and the wonderful, esteemed ensemble, sorry. And we would also ask, and thank you so much for Mr. Johnson for being a part of this as well. Will you please stand for the singing of our alma mater? Georgia rising, pledged with sacred vow. Alma mater, thee will honor, true and loyal be, ever crowned with praise and glory. Georgia, hail to thee. Neath the pine tree stately shadow, spread thy riches rare, and thy sons till alma mater will thy treasure share. Alma mater, thee will honor, true and loyal be, ever crowned with praise and glory. Georgia, hail to thee. The daughters proudly join thee, take their rightful place, side by side into the future, equal streams embrace. Alma mater, thee honor, true and loyal be, ever crowned with praise and glory. Georgia, hail to thee. Just alma mater, thou the fairest of our children, Georgia's varsity. Alma mater, we will honor, true and loyal be, ever crowned with grace and glory. Georgia, hail to thee.
Congratulations, graduates.
Good dogs. Can we please give our ensemble a hand? You may be seated. At this time, we will hear from the UGA Alumni Association Board of Directors, Ms. Yvette Daniels, and then we will hear from our fearless team leader, Dr. Lou Honeycutt, will provide closing remarks.
On behalf of the University of Georgia Alumni Association, congratulations upon reaching this really important milestone. Welcome to the UGA Alumni Association. My name is Yvette Daniels, and I'm a double dog, with majors in political science and law. Being here in Griffin is quite a special honor and treat, and I thank you for the opportunity to come and speak. Today is special. Today, you join over 310,000 living UGA graduates who share your love for Georgia. Your alma mater will always be a part of who you are and the UGA Alumni Association encourages each of you to always maintain a connection to it and to your fellow graduates. All graduates are automatically members of the UGA Alumni Association. The Alumni Association asks all of our graduates to make 3 commitments: connect, hire, give. Go online when you get a chance this weekend. Update your information and connect to a local chapter wherever you may go in the world. Across the globe, there are 80 chapters, 3 right nearby. As you progress in your careers, always keep students like yourselves in mind for internships and full-time positions. And give back to the university in those areas on campus that really made a difference in your life. We need you so that future Bulldogs can have these opportunities and more. To welcome you as alumni, each of you have been given a coin that bears the University of Georgia shielded arch and your class year. For the first time ever, each student participating in graduation ceremonies in Griffin, Tifton, and Athens received this gift. You are truly one UGA family, and this is just the first taste as you graduate. Carry this coin with you as you embark on your careers as a bit of good luck, a memento of your hard work, and a reminder that all things are possible. Again, congratulations and welcome to the UGA Alumni Association. Go Dogs!
Wow, it's pretty awesome, huh? 2 things to tell you that I didn't tell you before. This was our first try, or first do, not try, we don't try, we do, to live stream this event. I didn't tell you earlier because I didn't want y'all photobombing the cameras or anything. So you have been part of the first experience, the first of many to do. And the second thing I want to tell you before we close is that I knew immediately who the students were that were already in school systems teaching, because when we were taking roll for graduates that were here today, no one said anything until we got to them. It was here, here. So that was pretty amazing. You could pick them out of the whole crowd. But just to close, on behalf of the University of Georgia and certainly the Griffin campus, I want to congratulate everyone sitting in front of me. We are extremely proud of you. And obviously, the Alumni Association, the gift they gave you is incredible. And just keep in mind, you may leave here, but you're never not part of the University of Griffin or University of Georgia Griffin campus team. So we're so proud of each and every one of y'all. I want to thank you to all the family and friends that came out, all of our faculty members, our special and very, very special guests, regional, local, and even statewide, that have come to join us today. I want to also thank 2 very important sponsors. United Bank sponsored the entire event, and then Home Depot provided the poinsettias. So we're very appreciative to the help we get in those areas. With that said, I'm going to ask you to remain seated for the next little part, which is the recessional. And then once that is done, I invite every one of you to come with us to the Naomi Chapman Woodruff Pavilion to do the incredibly special part of this ceremony, and that's the laying of bricks by each student. I would be remiss if I didn't tell you 2 more things. Feel free to take pictures with UGA after this is all over with. You can sit on him. He holds me, so he'll hold you. Please feel free to do that. And the second thing, we have reopened our campus store. So this is the commercial for the day. As you're leaving, on the first floor of the Flint building is an incredible array of University of Georgia items, tree ornaments, all kinds of things, not just Griffin campus, but University of Georgia, all kinds of great Christmas presents. So as you walk by, please join us there, or please go in and say hello and look around what's there. With that said, I will turn it back over to Crystal for the last instructions, and then we'll get everything else started. Thank you so much.
For some reason, I feel like we should say "Go Dogs" one more time. Go Dogs, right? Go Dogs. Can we congratulate our students one more time? Thank you. We will begin our recessional, and students at this time, you will follow, not necessarily quite yet. We're going to allow our UGA admin and our faculty members to process out first. Thank you so much, Dr. Honeycutt, for leading the recessional out. And the students, again, David, you will follow Miss Julie here. Thank you so much for coming. Representative McCann. Let's give them another round of applause. Those are our wonderful, wonderful graduates. Amazing, amazing people. At this time, family and friends, if you will please remain seated. Faculty and staff, if you could remain seated as well. We're going to allow the graduates time to walk around. So we're going to start our college pictures in a minute. So we would need everyone again. If you could please come and take a seat again. Thank you so much. We have about 10 minutes to do our college pictures, family and friends, and then we're going to start our amazing brick ceremony, where Bill Bloom will lead the dog call. So if you've never done the dog call, you must come to the brick ceremony. Avery, can you open the door for the students? Avery, can you open the door for the students? Can you open the door for the students? Oh, yes. Again, thank you for being seated. We will begin our picture ceremony in a second, or picture moment, where we will go through the colleges, the 5 colleges that we have represented here at the university, and everyone from those colleges, if you could please join us at the arch as soon as we get the students back in.